Hello, I'm Belkis Perez. Thanks for tuning in to Coral Gables Television. Today on Coral Gables Now, going off to college can be a challenge. We'll show you how one organization is using the power of friendships to increase graduation rates. They are brightly dressed and ready to help you. We will introduce you to the Coral Gables ambassadors and how they're trying to help make your experience in the downtown much more pleasant. Plus, visiting the galleries participating in gallery night just got easier. And June has been dubbed Romance Month here in Coral Gables, and there are a lot of specials, some very exciting contests, and one major giveaway, and it involves the Biltmore Hotel. There's a lot of stories to get to. Coral Gables Now starts right now. Welcome to Coral Gables Now. I'm Belkis Perez. Love is in the air here in Coral Gables, and especially here at the Biltmore Hotel. You know, this is one of the most beautiful places to get married at, and that's exactly what several couples are going to be competing for. The wedding of their dreams here at the Biltmore for free. David Alvarez has more on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The Biltmore Hotel is not only a historic landmark and premier hotel, it is one of the most sought-after places to have a wedding. Many brides dream of a chance to have a beautiful ceremony at the Biltmore, and now they have the opportunity. That's because of a contest called Marry Me in Miami.
Here at the Biltmore, we're very excited about the Marry Me in Miami contest. The Biltmore is partnering with the GMCVB on this initiative, and we are working also with the Knot and Miracle Mile.
Contestants filled out an online application to compete in the contest, which features an amazing prize.
The Biltmore's wedding prize for the Marry Me in Miami contest is really over the top. Estimated value is approximately $150,000. So you can imagine that's a very large wedding with all the bells and whistles. Basically, what that will include is along the lines of your hotel stay for the bride and for the groom's family, the reception, the ceremony, the follow-up brunch the day after the wedding, as well as things like spa treatments and golf. So basically, everything that the Biltmore has to offer, the bride and the groom and their friends and family will get to enjoy.
5 couple finalists will be chosen to compete in 6 wedding-themed challenges held right on Miracle Mile. The winner will begin planning their dream wedding that same day. With a chance for an $150,000 Biltmore wedding, expect some fierce competition. For Coral Gables Now, David Alvarez.
All right, thanks, David. And there are a few businesses here in downtown Coral Gables that will be helping the Biltmore provide that special wedding. In fact, Jay del Olmo here on Miracle Mile will be providing the bridesmaid dresses. Inside now is Vivian del Olmo. She's the owner, and she's going to show us some of the dresses and give us a little bit more information. But also Mari Gale from the Business Improvement District will be inside to talk to us about all the exciting events that we can expect this month. Let's go inside. Joining us today is Mari Gale, which is from the Business Improvement District, and Vivian del Olmo, which is from Jay del Olmo Gallery, Bridal Gallery, which has graciously allowed us to be in here. Thank you so much, both of you.
Great to be here.
So there's a lot happening this month. It's a nationwide campaign, and a lot of it's going to be happening here in Coral Gables. Mari, tell me about it. It's called Marry Me in Miami.
The contest is called Marry Me in Miami, but we're talking about Miami Romance Month. And there's no better place to talk about romance than here in Coral Gables with all our bridal salons and all these great places to cater to that market. So we're really excited to be a part of it.
So what's going to be happening? I know that you've partnered with the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau. There's a contest taking place. How are you involved with it? What's going to happen?
The Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau works to attract visitors to Miami. There's 12 million visitors each year that come. And a lot of us are familiar with Miami Spice Month or Miami Spa
Exactly.
Month. So we decided to work with them and create this Miami Romance Month. And the focus is to make Coral Gables and Miami a destination to not only come to get married in, but also come to shop for your bridal fashions and also maybe have your bachelorette party here. It's just a lot of vehicles to promote the destination. The contest, the Marry Me in Miami contest, is in partnership with the Knot.com, which caters to about 3 million brides, couples a year. So it's a huge audience. And basically 5 lucky couples are gonna be selected, and they're gonna be flown to Miami to compete on Miracle Mile for a dream $150,000 wedding in partnership with the Biltmore Hotel and some of our vendors here in Coral Gables.
So they're gonna be doing all these wacky things, and
I don't know exactly what they'll be doing, but I know we're closing down the street and welcoming them here, so it'll
That's
be
great.
exciting. Yeah.
Okay, so there's, like you were saying, there are some people that stores that are going to be participating in that
Yes.
as well. The Biltmore one, huge event there.
Absolutely.
The reception, they're also taking care of all the bridal party, housing them there as well. And I think they're having brunch afterward. But there's also people here on Miracle Mile, for example, Vivian, your store, you're sponsoring the bridesmaids.
The bridesmaids, yes.
So tell me about that. I mean, how did you get involved and why did you do it?
During the month of June, we get a little bit less traffic here in Miami because of the heat. The girls really don't get
Right, the sweat.
yeah, they don't get married during that month. So we decided to partner with them, and they've been so successful in all their other programs that we thought it was a great idea to promote the store during this time.
Let me ask you, June, it is a popular month for weddings, but I guess up north, so we're trying to attract that crowd here. Is that the
Definitely,
case?
and a lot of it is the planning phase. So folks will be planning in June. As a matter of fact, the
Right.
Marry Me in Miami wedding is going to take place in October. So they're coming here
Oh, I see.
to participate, and we're generating the excitement in June. But obviously, we hope to see the fruits of our labor later on in the winter. So
Okay, and this store, Vivian, is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous. It's laid out in a beautiful way. Was it laid out like this when you got it? I mean, how did?
No, this is actually a new building. We used to be across the street in two stores where our evening wear was separate from our bridal. And in April of last year, we combined both stores. And my father basically designed it. He had some help from a designer, but he basically designed it.
And then, although you're taking care of the bridesmaids for this contest, you've got some beautiful dresses here. Have you noticed any trends lately, or is it still the strapless, the one that's in style now?
You know, every bride has their own style. Strapless tends to still predominate 90% of the time. Some girls, if they don't want strapless, we can add like a little sleeve, or they'll do like a spaghetti strap. The flowers are very much a trend right now, and petals, you know, texture with the within the dress.
Yeah, we see one here that has a lot of texture there in the torso.
Yep, this is actually a dress from a local Miami designer. His name is Jorge Manuel, and it's
wow.
raw silk, and he works a lot with the fabric. He doesn't embellish too much with beading. He'll just do like a little touch, but then you see all the detail he does with the fabric.
And let's see if we can bring Natalie in. She's got one more dress here.
Natalie has the flower
has
trend.
the flower, yeah. So that's pretty common now too.
Yes.
Okay.
Girls are, and also the more fitted look,
Okay.
the girls like better too.
Okay. And how about the train? Have you seen like people wanting more train, less train?
It's all a matter of taste.
Really?
Yeah, some girls love the long train. Others, you know, it comes in and we actually have to cut it off because they don't
Wow.
like it. Yeah.
And you were saying that this one over here on the mannequin is a local. Are you all local, the brands? Or?
No, we have a couple of local designers, but we also carry different manufacturers from all over the country, and we also have some from Europe.
Okay, so for this contest, you're gonna be dressing the bridesmaids. Is there a certain selection that they've picked from, or is it just runs the gamut on what they can have?
They have a wide variety they can pick from. There's a limit on the price of the gown, but they have a wide variety that they can choose from.
So why don't we go take a look at that now?
Perfect.
All right. All All right, so we're here at another section of J del Olmo Bridal Gallery, and we're in a section, Vivian, that has a lot of beautiful bridesmaid gowns, and we've got the short ones, the long ones. What's the trend now?
Also, a matter of taste, some girls prefer short cocktails, especially for the summer. I think they'll go more with the short chiffon type, which is more flowy. But if it's a more formal wedding, girls will always tend to go for the long dresses.
And you know, this contest that we're talking about, it's going to take place in October. The wedding actually at the Biltmore. What would you suggest as something that a bridesmaid could wear?
I think for the Biltmore, it's such an elegant venue. I would do something long and more formal. Here's an example. Like if the wedding was in the summer, you know, they could still do something like this where it's long and flowy.
It's beautiful.
And this detail is really popular right now, like a one-shoulder flower detail. Girls are really liking. And it looks like a gown that you really can wear again. It's not, you know.
Absolutely. And it's just a question. Can you put this dress in another color?
Yes.
Is that something that's
Yeah,
possible?
this is just one sample, but it comes in over, I'd say at least 40 colors.
And is that also the same for any of these dresses that we see behind us?
Yeah, some companies have a more limited swatch selection, but yes, most of these can come in different colors, and some of them actually can come in different lengths too.
Okay.
This one also comes in a junior.
Very nice. And then we've got Natalie. Let's bring in Natalie, who's also modeling for us again. Beautiful purple. Is this a popular color?
Very popular color. For the past year and a half or so, this purple, like eggplant color, has been really popular. This would also be beautiful for the Biltmore because it's very elegant in the satin.
And also the October time would lend itself to a color like this?
Yes, beautiful.
And then as far as the dresses and this whole production, do you normally tend to see that whoever gets their bridal dress would also get their bridesmaid dresses here?
Yes, we also, whenever a girl buys her gown here, all the bridesmaids get a 10% off. So usually they try and find something in the store to help the girls out.
You know, and we talk about the recession, but I mean, has it really hit the bridal industry? It's something that, you know, you still want to spend money. I saw an average somewhere here that, you know, an actual wedding, the average is $33,000. So I don't think, have you noticed people scaling back, or is this just such a special time that they are willing to spend more?
I believe it's such a special time that they still spend. You know, we've grown every year. You know, maybe not as in such a great scale as we were doing every year, but we've grown every year, so we can't complain.
And Maria, is that the same also for the other, industries that have to do with weddings?
Well, we found that after 2008, our area here in downtown Coral Gables stayed very strong because of that industry, because as Vivian says, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and everybody still wanted to get married and buy invitations and buy their things here. And to her point, perhaps they didn't spend as much, but they still set aside a big chunk of disposable income for the wedding industry. So we saw that, I think that was key to keeping this area successful during 2008, 2009. And now I think things are beginning to normalize again.
And then as part of, I mean, basically it's not just bridal stores that we've got in Miracle Miami. We've got everything that has to do with it. You were saying there's about 60 stores that cater to
we did a count. There's about 60 stores involved somehow in the bridal market. For example, we have a dozen jewelers. As we know, you need to have rings before for the big engagement and also for the wedding. We have 29 hair salons and spas, and that is a key market. And not just the women are getting pampered, the men are getting pampered also. You know, we have salons that cater now to the groom and his groomsmen. Invitations, and the beauty of it is, and I think Vivian probably can speak to this, is we have a big international market as well. A lot of brides come here either from South America or even from points north, because we're unique. There's no other place in the country where there's 24 bridal salons where you can walk the street and go in and find different things. So we find a lot of the brides come with their moms or maybe their friends, and they literally will buy their invitations here, their wedding gowns here, their shoes, their jewelry, and they're literally cash and carry. They'll take the gowns back home with them.
Okay. So also restaurant week is also this month as well. So you must be going crazy at the bid. So besides that Romance Month, tell me what other stores are participating in this event. Does it have to do with with wedding per se?
I'll give you an example. We're standing here at Jade and Olmo. Next door we have Volado Clothiers. They're doing the men's tux. But Guayaberas, etc., is also going to be doing an offer because some men may not want to wear a tux, they may want to wear a guayabera. So there's something for every wedding, whether it's a first time, second time, casual, not casual. Seasons 52 is going to be providing a dinner, a rehearsal dinner for the big wedding giveaway. And they have a private room there that can be sectioned off and for over 40 persons. So the restaurants, and there's a lot of restaurants here, even John Martin's has a second floor where there's private dining. So I think everyone obviously wants to cater to that sophisticated or casual bride and groom that wants to come here.
And you've got something else happening. I mean, you're not just stopping with this contest.
No,
you're taking it one step further.
Absolutely, we wanted to do something that was really Coral Gables. So from June 1st through 30th, we have the Look of Love, the Miracle Mile Look of Love contest. And basically we're inviting brides and grooms to post their wedding pictures on our site. If you go to shopcoralgables.com/bridal. You'll also find a lot of resources there, like we produce a special map of all these bridal vendors that you can print it from your computer, so when you come shopping, you know exactly where you're going. But the contest is a lot of fun, and we're going to let everyone vote for the winners in July, and we're going to give away a $500 shopping spree to the grand prize winner. Then second place is $250 and $100. So we encourage people to come out and post what they feel is the look of love in Coral Gables picture from their wedding. So we're really excited about that.
That's going to be nice. Well, thank you so much, both of you. I really appreciate you being here and having us, Vivian, at your store. And you can get more information, as you said, for this contest and anything else that has to do with Romance Month on shopcoralgables.com/bridal. And of course, the whole point of this is that we attract more people into the summer months here at Coral Gables. And then once they see what great area this is and the amenities that we have, then we keep them here and they'll keep on coming back, and maybe on their 5th year anniversary they come and they come back here, or they'll bring their family on vacation. So definitely it's great for our economy, and that's one of the reasons we're doing this. So for more information, go to shopcoralgables.com/bridal. We'll be back with more Coral Gables Now.
On June 4th, my big brother was sentenced to 5 years in prison for a gun crime. That day, he sentenced me to 5 years of walking home alone from school.
When you commit a gun crime, your family pays the price.
Whether you need directions or advice on where to eat or what to do, downtown Coral Gables is definitely much easier to navigate thanks to the city's ambassadors. Now, Kevin Kinney, the city's parking director, is here to tell us about this new program. And I say new because it's new to us, but this ambassador program has been you see it in other cities, right?
Many downtowns have some form of ambassador program to help visitors, and we began looking at this last fall, and we decided to implement one, and it started in April.
In April of this month. Okay, so of this year. Why was it implemented here? Why did we see a need for that?
We actually have a very busy downtown. There's lots of people that come visit us every day, and so the concept is to just be able to help them navigate, assist them if they have questions, and make sure that they can find what they're looking for.
So who are these ambassadors?
They are especially trained parking enforcement officers. They still do write parking tickets, but we partnered with the Miami-Dade College Center for Service Excellence to provide them with specific training on how to be ambassadors, provide good customer service for our visitors downtown.
Because they are, in essence, the first people sometimes that they see. I mean, they are the representatives of the city, so you want them to be perfectly polite and just have all the answers that they need.
Right. We trained them not only in customer service, we gave them some history of Coral Gables. We work with the Business Improvement District so that they know the businesses downtown. And we also worked with our fire department to provide them with first aid and CPR training so that if that's necessary, they are trained.
So well-rounded. How they've been operating since April. You've told me some things that they can help with, but what have they encountered so far? Is it tourists that they're dealing mostly with, or is it business professionals?
Well, I think mostly tourists, but they get some of the same questions from locals also, just basic questions like directions to a specific business. They get asked, where's a good place to eat quite often. They're asked, where can I park? That's a common question downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the types of questions they deal with on a regular basis.
And although we've been here for a while, it's still difficult to navigate the downtown and for any part of Coral Gables just because of the name. So a lot of people might not know the directions. Do they carry maps, for example, with them to help aid the person who's asking?
They do. They actually carry quite a bit of literature. I mentioned the Business Improvement District, but also the Chamber of Commerce provide us with handouts that can be used. One is just a simple map, and they'll use that when they give directions. They also have, if there's community events, they will have the handouts for that if people are interested in those types of things.
How many of them are there? How many ambassadors do we have?
We initially trained 6. At this time there's 4 on a weekly basis that patrol downtown. They patrol mostly on foot. They do have decorated enforcement vehicles that they also drive around where most of the literature is stored in the vehicle. But for the most part they will walk the area between Giralda and Andalusia on a daily basis. During the middle of the day there will be 2 on the street, later in the evening, and on Sundays sometimes there's 1.
So what's the peak time that they're
The peak time is in the afternoon.
Okay.
The peak activity downtown Coral Gables is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really? Wow. And what have we learned from this? Is there something that we've learned that we didn't expect, or something that maybe we need to work at more, or something like that?
Well, since most of our questions deal with directions, I think as we move forward trying to identify and figure out a good, easily understood wayfinding system is probably something we're going to have to work on.
And they're available at night too, or?
Yes, the last one gets off at midnight.
Oh, wow.
So they are around for the evening traffic also.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Oh, one other thing I want to get to, because they are very easily viewable, or you can spot them from a very far away place because they're brightly dressed.
Right. We have them dressed in bright orange, Coral Gable orange shirts, and on the back it says Downtown Ambassador, Ask Me, and that's what they're there for, to answer your questions.
So it's easy to spot. You can just wave them down and they'll help you. Correct?
And they are trained to even watch for people who look like they're not sure where they're going, so that they will approach people if they think they need help.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate you coming here and giving us a little bit more information on those brightly colored orange guys out there.
My pleasure.
Now, still to come on Coral Gables Now, the Trolley is operating a new route on Gallery Night. We'll fill you in on that. And can your friends or posse really keep you from dropping out of college? We'll have those stories and much more on Coral Gables Now.
Hello there. Having a lasting effect on a kid's life can be quick and easy.
Here's some stuff we've learned.
From time to time, secret codes may be used. It's not uncommon for a kid to demonstrate special powers.
Costumes can be uncomfortable, but loads of fun. Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
That's all for now.
As you know, there is always something going on in Coral Gables. Tanya Leeds has a quick update on the stories that affect you in city news. Now, Tanya, I know that FDOT is working on some improvements on the June Road. Will that affect traffic, though?
Well, Belkis, the project is expected to last at least 4 months and should be causing some delays, even though at least one lane will be open in each direction at all times. Florida Department of Transportation is currently working on roadway improvements on the June Road. The construction zone consists from Southwest A Street to South Dixie Highway. The project includes rebuilding sections of sidewalks, concrete driveways, pedestrian ramps, curves, and gutters. The road will also be repaved and striped between Villa Bella and San Lorenzo Avenues. In other traffic news, be on the lookout for special trolley stop signs dedicated to Gallery Night that will loop between Coral Gables galleries and art venues participating. The Gallery Night trolley runs from 6 to 10 p.m. during gallery nights, which are held the first Friday of the month, making it easier for patrons to visit the various art exhibits or to find their favorite restaurant to top off the evening. Coral Gables is home to the original Gallery Night, which was started more than 20 years ago and showcases the various works from European and Latin American art masters to outstanding contemporary artists. Hop on the Gallery Night trolley to discover what's happening in the world of art in the city of Coral Gables. And finally, have you noticed the improvements being made to the landscaping on Ponce Boulevard? Large palms, which have a distinctive trunk and beautiful foliage that provides a tropical formality to the roadway, are being planted in the center of the median along Ponce de Leon Boulevard. The planting of more than 60 palm trees on the Ponce de Leon median, north and south of Miracle Mile, is scheduled to be completed in the next few weeks. They are part of the Ponce de Leon Boulevard median installation and roadway improvements project. The spectacular palms will be lit at night, making it an eye-catching statement of natural beauty throughout the corridor. That's all I have for you today. Back to you, Belkis.
All right, thanks, Tanya. And coming up on Coral Gables Now, some students say their posse keeps them in college, how one organization is using friendships to increase graduation rates. And see the latest training tools firefighters are using to keep you safe. We'll be right back.
Sun exposure starting in childhood is a major cause of skin cancer. That's why you should apply a high SPF sunscreen and keep your kids covered up whenever they're outside, not just at the beach or pool. Protect your children from the sun. They'll thank you for it someday.
And welcome back. Friends or posses can have a positive influence on each other, and there's one organization that's hoping that this positive influence can get students through college. Joining us today is Larissa Ramos. She is the Posse Miami director, and a student, Teresa Viteri, is here with us also. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
So tell me, Larissa, first of all, how does Posse work?
Absolutely. So Posse started in 1989 because of one student who said, I would have never dropped out of college if I had my posse with me. So the idea behind the program is to form a group of students that can support each other and help each other succeed. We find unbelievable students like Teresa that have leadership and academic potential, but would get overlooked by top-tier institutions. And we send them away as a group of 10 or a posse so they can help each other succeed. And we provide them with a 4-year full tuition scholarship.
Wow. So why, you guys must really think that individuals can really have an influence on each other. Tell me about that aspect, and really, would that keep them in college?
Yes, so we have a proven record of success. We have a 90% retention rate, and our program has been around for 22 years.
Wow.
So we know that the model works. But the idea is that, students working together as a group can capitalize on each other's strengths.
Okay.
And so by being part of this group of 9 other students, Teresa gets to learn from people that have different backgrounds, cultures, religion, personal perspectives, and they add to each other, and together they make a strong cohort that can in turn support each other when they go away to college.
And so Teresa is a senior now at Coral Gables High.
Yes.
And you're also a resident here of Coral Gables, and you were selected as one of the individuals that's going to be going away to college. Where are you going to go?
I'm going to Hamilton College in Clinton, New York.
And so there's 9 other people that are going to go with her, and you've got then now the support group around you. You met with them already. Tell me about, I mean, they're not all from Coral Gables High, correct?
No.
Tell me about them.
Well, I'm the only one from Coral Gables Senior High School, and everyone else is from either North Miami Beach or Design and Architecture High School. We're all come from different schools, and previously we'd never known each other. So walking into Posse, the PCT, which is pre-collegiate training, we were initially starting to get to know each other, and we just all got along really well, and all our personalities just fit each other.
So do you think that they're going to be helpful to you when you get there and you're studying and you go through the ups and downs that every college student goes through?
Yeah, I already, there's some students that are superior in grammatical essences of writing, so they said that they would help us out. Others are upbeat and positive, so positivity would definitely help us out.
So it's different, they do provide different aspects. I mean, it's just not support for each other, but maybe even educational, like if you need something, I'm stronger at this, I can help you out, that sort of thing.
Exactly. And I mean, it's incredible how we select the students, because last year we had 900 nominations, and Teresa was one of 30 students selected. And so we select them really carefully, and we know that they're going to complement each other's strengths, and that's how they're going to form a really incredible group that's gonna completely take that campus by storm.
Adding to that, it says Posse identifies public high school students with extraordinary academic and leadership potential.
Yes.
So how do you identify them? How do you accomplish that?
Yes, it is quite a journey, as Teresa can tell, because it's so selective. We ask high schools like Coral Gables High and all Miami-Dade public schools to nominate students that have this unbelievable leadership and academic promise, but would generally not be on the radar screen of these top institutions. So we collect all the nominations, 15 per high school and 10 from each community organization that nominates. And then we put the students through a 3-phase interview process.
Oh, wow.
The first one, our president actually received the MacArthur Genius Award for it. It's called the Dynamic Assessment Process. And it's a group interview of 100 students at a time, which is intense.
Oh my goodness.
And they get to know each other and do interactive and dynamic activities. And then we move them to an individual interview. And finally, they have a finalist interview with the university representatives from the college or university to which they're applying. So literally, the dean of admissions, the vice president of enrollment, sometimes the president of the university, flies down to Miami with a group of 5 or 4 university representatives, and they meet the students mid-December for 3 hours, the students, the finalists for the Posse Scholarship. And at the end of that night, they select 10 out of that group of 20 to 25 finalists, and that's where the magic happens.
How nerve-wracking was that for you? I can't imagine.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. I walked out with the biggest headache because I was so scared.
But it's a great process for you to go through something like that. I mean, were you planning on leaving to go to college? Is that something that you always wanted to do but never thought you could? Tell me about that aspect for you.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to leave, but I wasn't sure I would actually leave the state. If I didn't do Posse, I would probably have gone to University of Florida.
Okay. And what is it that you plan on studying? Do you have any ideas about that?
I'm still undecided. We have until our sophomore year to declare a major, but I'm thinking possibly medical.
Something with medicine. You know, as you said, the colleges also come and meet her. They have a tremendous stake in this as well. I mean, they're giving full scholarships. What's the value of something like this? For example, she's going to Hamilton College.
Yes, well, to give you an example, Hamilton College has partnered with Posse for over 10 years. Initially, they just partnered with Posse Boston for 10 years. And we sent unbelievable kids to Hamilton College, and they had an incredible impact on the leadership of the campus. 70% of our students start organizations on campus, and we actually have, in the last 4 years, about 20 students who are Fulbright scholars, so they make a huge difference, but they also change the campus atmosphere because these are students that come from all kinds of backgrounds, and so those students might not necessarily be in those classrooms. And by being there, they're changing the conversations that happen in the classroom. They're adding perspectives of diverse backgrounds, and in turn, they're changing the leadership of our country. So Hamilton was so impressed with Posse Boston and the partnership with Posse that they decided to recruit from another city. So they took on Posse Miami as an additional partner. So every year they select 10 students from Miami, 10 students from Boston. And when Teresa goes to campus, there are already 40 students that are Posse scholars from Boston and 10 students from Miami that are on campus.
Oh, okay, so then you've got an extra layer of support there as well. So that's going to be nice.
Exactly. It's a huge community.
Yeah. And tell me about your friends now. I mean, are they thinking of going to college as well? You know, how has that dynamic worked?
Well, being in the International Baccalaureate program at Coral Gables, all my friends are going to college, whether it be out of state, in state. Mostly they're going to FSU or UF, and then just if they're staying here, FIU.
I wonder if they're getting full scholarships. Highly doubt some of. I mean, not everyone has that opportunity.
To a private institution.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you know, as you were saying, there's a very strict process to get to applying and getting selected. What stood out from Teresa?
Yeah. Well, Teresa, you know, we can't tell her why we selected her, but, you know, right away we could tell that, you know, she was a person that was going to be easygoing, that was going to be a team player, that had leadership, that had the academic promise, but most likely would not be in the radar screen at all of a Hamilton College. You know, 5.5% of all Florida students who are seniors indicate that they want to attend a non-Florida university. That's such a small number. And why? Because they don't think they can afford it, and they don't think they would get in. And Posse challenges that. And we look at Teresa for who she is as a person. And we say she has unbelievable promise, she has academics, she has leadership potential, and she's going to thrive if she goes there, and she's going to make a difference on that campus.
So you're looking forward to this now? I mean, we start, when is it, August that you would start now?
Yeah.
How have you visited?
Yeah, we went in April, and it was just amazing. We met other Posse from Boston, and it was just, the room was full of energy, and I just felt accepted already because I had the multiple Posses there.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you to both of you. Very nice success story already. And we appreciate you coming to the show, and hopefully more people will realize that, you know, there is a possibility, there is a chance that you can get to college. You should never stop before you try.
Exactly.
And if you want more information on the Posse program, you can always go online. It's www.possefoundation.org, or you can call 305-377-3990. And coming up, it's tough to train, but that's exactly what firefighters do to keep you safe. We'll show you some new training techniques coming up next on Coral Gables Now.
Help delete online predators. To learn what you
Welcome back. The fire department is using 3 new training tools to keep you safe, and here to talk about them is Captain Dean James from the fire department's Professional Standards Division. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And then you're the captain of the training, so definitely the right person to be here to talk to us about this. So we've got 3 new props. We've got the entanglement box, we have the maze, and a door.
Forcible entry door, correct.
Okay, so these are done, you've got these props because they help you encounter real life situations,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
So tell me about, let's start with the entanglement box. What is it?
The entanglement box, it's a, the concept is pretty simple, and it's not something that we came up with. It's something that's being used throughout the country, and we got the idea from Hialeah Fire Department. But it's a box that's approximately 8 feet long, and it's got about a 2.5-foot opening, and there's wires strategically located throughout the box with the intent of entangling the firefighter. And the reason for this is there's a lot of different situations that we encounter that maybe a drop ceiling would come down in a fire, and there's a lot of wires, a lot of cables, a lot of computer cables and stuff like that. And
you guys wear big equipment on
Exactly. We do wear a lot of equipment, and it's very easy to get entangled and very easy to panic. So the intent of the prop is to try to prevent that situation from happening and teach them how to get out of that situation.
So we're talking about tight quarters?
Very tight quarters.
Is this done like when you train them? Is it done in daylight? Is it? I've seen you guys have a tower. Is this where it's located in Station 2?
Correct. The entanglement box is located on the first floor of the training tower, and it's not the tower for that particular scenario is not darkened out, but they are blacked out. They're masked, because most of the fires that we go in, you cannot see your hand in front of you. So that's the situation, that's the environment we like them to train in, worst case scenario. So when we put them through this box, they cannot see anything.
Wow. The maze, what's that about?
Now the maze is, we've had a maze at Station 2, but basically what Chief Martin and myself did, we redesigned the maze, and we have a very small space to work with, the training tower there, and we wanted to make a maze that was a lot more functional, and we could do a lot more things in. So what we did, we designed a 3-level maze on the 2nd floor of the training tower, and again, it simulates tight spaces, building collapse, if you're working in a tight space, and how to get yourself through that. And a part of that maze as well is we've designed what's called a drop box, and in that drop box it simulates either a floor collapse or a roof collapse. And in a situation like that, they would have to call for a mayday and explain to the dispatchers what's going on, and possibly do a lunar, which is an acronym for stating their location, their unit, their name and their air and the resources that they would need to get them out of that situation.
Wow. It just seems these are all things that could happen in real life.
Yes.
And that's why you train for it.
Yes.
Are they accurate in the sense that you're simulating something that would happen in real life? Would it be a situation like that? I remember hearing someone say that not the trusses, what are the partitions?
Right,
they're exactly how they should be to code, so you know.
Correct.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All of these scenarios, sometimes they may be extreme, but they're all designed based on things that have actually happened.
Okay.
So the entanglement box, the maze, the forcible entry, all these things come about because firefighters have found themselves in this situation, and sometimes with a positive outcome, and unfortunately sometimes with a negative outcome. So we always train for worst case scenario, but the entanglement box is designed at the end of the opening, the exit. There is there's 4x4s that simulate studs, and your drywall studs are 16 inches on center. So what that means is you actually have a 14-inch opening that you would have to get through. And one of the things that I try to teach our guys is, worst case scenario, if you're in a house or something like that and you find yourself entrapped, you could actually get yourself into another room by breaking the drywall and getting through that 14-inch opening. And it sounds very challenging with your gear on, but we teach them how to do it. We teach them how the best angle to go at it and how to get through with all their gear on, and hopefully, you know, this could save their life.
Yeah, and doing it in the dark is just, you know,
yes,
it's incredible.
Yes.
It seems very intimidating to do.
It can be. It can be.
And then the door, getting through a door seems simple enough.
It sounds very simple, but one of our guys, Joe Fonagrassi, recently went to Orlando and did a training exercise up there, and he came back with this prop that he was excited about, and we heard about it and we thought it was a great idea, and he built it for us. But doors, these are things that we do all the time as far as forcing doors.
Right.
And most doors are not a challenge for us, but some doors, like a metal frame door, can be a challenge. So what this does, this prop is designed to do, is simulate that, and we're able to use it over and over again. So a lot of the time, like in the past, we would have property donated to us, and we had a door and we were able to force it one time, and that was it.
Yeah, you can't reconstruct it.
Exactly,
Okay.
but with this, we're able to do it over and over again and teach as we're doing it.
So do you teach minimal damage, you know, how to break it?
Well,
how does that work?
We always try to do the least damage, but sometimes what may appear to be a lot of damage at the door, you know, if it were left, you know, to the other circumstances, it would have been a lot more damage.
Right.
So we try to cause as minimal damage as we can.
Are these three training tools, are they able to be used again and again? You said the doors, but the other ones as well.
And they're all able to be used again and again. The entanglement box, the only thing that we need to do from time to time is replace the cables, because it's 14 gauge wire that we use, and they stretch and you know, guys break them, so we replace those. But the forcible entry door, the entanglement box, this is something that we've also offered to our police officers, because a lot of the time law enforcement, they have to force entry in doors. As SWAT teams, you know, they get in situations where they may be in a confined space. So this is something that they will be using also.
Wow, and we've been through it, and it's very dark, it's very tight, you really have to know your way around, and, you know, not trust your senses instead of your sight in those instances.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This is something in the fire service from the time that all firefighters were in fire academy. They teach them to maneuver through a building without being able to see, and the way we do that is right or left-handed search patterns. And basically you try to maintain contact with a wall, and you remember everything that you're passing with that hand. So if you were to go in with a right-handed search pattern, you're going to exit with a left-handed search pattern. And if you encounter doors or obstacles on your way, you try to make a mental note of those and remember those for when you're trying to make your exit. But it is very confined, it is very dark, but that is the reality of most fires.
Yeah. Well, if you ever pass by Station 2, which is on South Dixie Highway and Riviera,
correct,
you can see right next to the station is this large tower, and that's where firefighters are getting trained right now to keep you safe. Thank you very much, Captain James, for being here.
Thank you, my pleasure.
I appreciate it. And that does it for this edition of Coral Gables Now. Thank you for watching Coral Gables Television, and we will see you next month. Take care.